cost of motorhoming is going up. No doubt you've noticed the cost of fuel and campsites increasing. The cost of buying a new or second-hand motorhome along with insurance has also gone up over the last few years. But it's now the turn of road tax and MOTs. In this video, I want to find out what the future may look like for new motorhomes and campervans. Will we get to see an electric motorhome or campervan, or will it be something else? And just to be clear, I am not for or against electric vehicles. Being someone who likes gadgets, innovation and new technology, I'd love an EV, but due to their cost, their range and speed of recharging, I don't think they are for me. Not just yet anyway. The government has recently pushed back the ban of selling new petrol and diesel powered cars and vans to 2035. Over the past few years, they have encouraged us to buy electric vehicles by having them exempt from paying road tax each year and increasing the road tax for older and more polluting vehicles. It seems to have mostly worked, with the 1 millionth battery electric car to be bought in January, and now BEVs have almost 15% of the market share. However, in 2025, electric vehicles could be charged road tax. Luring you into an EV with free road tax is coming to an end. But let's be honest, we knew it wouldn't last. Also, in April 2024, now, road tax will be increasing again for petrol and diesel vehicles, especially high polluting ones. It has been suggested that this is a carrot and stick to get you to trade in your fossil fuel guzzler to a cleaner powered vehicle. Take away one incentive and increase another to get you to buy an EV. It's not entirely clear yet whether the road tax will increase for large vehicles like motorhomes and campervans. I assume it will, but currently the green options are limited to small vans with enough range to get you one lap of the M25. This is what gave me the idea of putting this video together, along with my feed filling up with news about electric vehicles. If the government is incentivizing us to trade our cars and motorhomes for non-petrol or diesel ones, then what can you trade in your diesel motorhome for? Will you be able to sell your fossil fueled motorhome for an alternative powered one? The short answer is no, not yet. Then there is this slightly misleading report by Birmingham Live, who claim that MOTs are going to start increasing to as much as £372, which is ridiculous. Looking closer at the article, MOTs are predicted to increase to £80 by 2034 and £372 by 2074 if inflation stays the same. But by 2074, I'll either be over 100 years old and my driving license taken away from me because I can't see the end of my nose, or I'll be dead. So what do I care? At the moment, there doesn't seem to be an alternative to petrol or diesel motorhomes. There are a few small campervans from car size to VW T6 size campervans, but no 3.5 ton electric motorhomes. Some manufacturers have started building large electric panel vans, such as Ford's e-Transit, Fiat's e-Ducato and Toyota's ProAce Max. But to my knowledge, there are no mass-produced affordable electric motorhomes or campervans yet. So what is the future of the motorhome and campervan? I've asked 15 motorhome manufacturers to comment on this, but none of them have responded yet. Maybe it's a secret, or maybe they haven't got a clue, or maybe they just don't like me. If they do respond, I'll let you know, but I am not holding my breath. However, Volkswagen believes there is currently no demand for an electric campervan and won't be making a VW California from its ID Buzz until the late 2020s. There are a few companies making large electric campervans such as the grounded G1 in the US, which costs over £85,000 and has a ridiculous range of 108 miles, which won't even get you round one lap of the M25. Unlike our car, we drive our motorhome a lot further when we go away, sometimes up to 300 miles in one day, and I assume most motorhome drivers do the same. To do this in an electric motorhome would take a bit more planning. So I think that an electric motorhome or campervan will need a much further range than the electric cars do at the moment. Range is going to be a huge factor in buying an electric motorhome, and it really boils down to how many batteries it has. The more range, the more batteries it'll have, and therefore more weight to move around, which means less weight to use for your personal items such as outdoor tables and chairs, a barbecue, and how many bras and knickers you can take. The good news is that there might be a saving grace just around the corner. For years, maybe even decades, Toyota has been working on a solid-state battery due to be released in cars within the next year or two. Solid-state batteries are much smaller, hold more power and are quicker to charge than the equivalent lithium ones, meaning a smaller, lighter battery that gives you more range. There's no mention that solid-state batteries will be used in motorhomes, but we can only keep our fingers crossed. With the ban on selling new petrol and diesel cars and vans in 2035 in UK and Europe, what is the future of the internal combustion engine? You would have thought that vehicle manufacturers would stop designing and building internal combustion engines and concentrate on designing, improving and building electric motors or other engine alternatives. For the most part, it doesn't appear that the internal combustion engine is going away. However, some companies are binning their fossil fuel cars. Jaguar is stopping the production of its petrol and diesel vehicles and going 100% electric. The last car to roll off the production line will be in June 2024. And Volvo has stopped producing diesel cars, the last one being sent to a museum. Not all manufacturers are doing this. Toyota will be building new, cleaner and sustainable engines throughout 2024, stating that they'll continue to invest in the electric market, but only where it makes sense, saying that battery electric vehicles do not represent the only way to achieve carbon neutrality, which seems to suggest to me that they believe that battery electric vehicles are probably just a stepping stone for something else in the future, much like what hybrids have become. Toyota isn't alone. According to this misleading headline on the American website Lagada, other car manufacturers, including Honda, are going to continue building petrol and diesel powered vehicles, mainly because there are many countries which don't have a ban on selling new petrol and diesel powered vehicles, but also the sale of EVs has plateaued on both sides of the pond. It's still cheaper to buy a diesel or petrol vehicle over an EV regardless of the free road tax. However, an EV might be cheaper in the long run due to you not having to buy fuel, and they don't appear to depreciate as much as petrol or diesel vehicles at the moment, according to various sources. By now, we all know the advantages and disadvantages of electric vehicles, such as no exhaust pipe pollution. They're quieter, they are heavier, have a short range, are more expensive to buy, long recharging time and lack of recharging stations, which is all going to be even worse in a 3.5 ton motorhome. So what's the alternative to electric powered motorhomes? Well, the new kid on the block is hydrogen. Hydrogen is being used in a couple of ways. First, it's used in a fuel cell to make electricity to power an electric motor. Second, it's used in an internal combustion engine like petrol and diesel. But unlike petrol and diesel, the only gases coming out of the exhaust pipe is water or steam. Of course, hydrogen has its downsides, the main one being its tendency not only to catch fire, but to explode. And I'm looking at you, Zeppelin. The other problem with hydrogen is that even though it is the most abundant element in the universe, it isn't so abundant here on Earth. Ironically, the easiest way to make hydrogen is to pass a shed load of electricity through water. And all this electricity has to be created somehow, such as coal or nuclear power stations. If that is the case, then would it be better to use all this electricity to charge EV batteries? Having said that, there are companies mass producing green hydrogen using renewable electricity from solar and wind farms. Then there are various companies building hydrogen combustion engines, including Ferrari, who are building a V6 400 horsepower engine for its supercars. JCB have managed to retrofit one of its hydrogen internal combustion engines into a Mercedes Sprinter van, proving that it is possible to run motorhomes and campervans off of hydrogen. A Canadian company called First Hydrogen have completed various 4-week real-world trials with a few UK companies using hydrogen fuel cell powered light commercial vehicles. They managed a range of 400 miles and were recharged in just a few minutes. An Indian oil and gas company called Reliance Industries plans on converting all of its 5,000 trucks to hydrogen internal combustion engines by the mid-2024. Its trials indicate that hydrogen is 3 times more economical than diesel. A US engineering company called Cummins and the Indian company Tata are teaming up to create a massive hydrogen combustion engine factory with the aim of building 4,000 engines per year. And Botch are planning on launching their own hydrogen engine later this year for trucks and construction vehicles. So I guess it's just a matter of time before we start seeing hydrogen-powered 3.5-ton motorhomes. Hydrogen isn't the only fuel of the future. Carbon-neutral e-fuels are being developed. These are synthetic fuels made by combining hydrogen and carbon from the atmosphere to produce e-petrol, e-diesel, and many other fossil fuels beginning with the letter E. The costs and energy to make them are massive, but they can completely replace conventional fuels. Personally, I don't think carbon neutral fuel is enough. It's just a gimmick, a marketing ploy, because it's not really helping the planet or climate change. It may stop us from adding more carbon into the atmosphere, but carbon needs to be removed and stored rather than reused. And don't get me started on growing trees to offset your carbon footprint. So in conclusion, I think that petrol and diesel vehicles will have 1 or 2 decades before they become obsolete after the ban in 2035. What will kill them off will be the running costs and the availability of fuel, assuming that petrol and diesel vehicles will become less and less popular and battery range improves. Hydrogen-powered electric vehicles and hydrogen combustion engines are coming, but they are going to have problems with lack of refueling network, and I think the cost of hydrogen will be expensive at first until the market grows. I think we'll see cars being run on electric and larger vehicles, including motorhomes, powered by hydrogen. But that's what I think, and I'd love to know your opinions on the subject of the future of motorhomes. Will we see mass-produced electric motorhomes? Will hydrogen power save the motorhome industry? Or will we see motorhomes made by Hindenburg? Let us know in the doobly-doo. We are back next month with our usual roundup of motorhome and campervan news, including a woman who fell from a moving campervan along a motorway, and a no parking ban has been introduced on the NC 500. For more motorhome news and to find out why they want to ban motorhomes along the NC 500, watch this video, or watch this video to find out about additional tax to campervanning in Scotland. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to get updates. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.